Can you hear music?
No, you can no music.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
And a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome in to Tiger Memorial Stadium on the campus of Broken Arrow High School. It's Class 6A1 state semifinal football action here on 100.1 KYFM. I'm Grant Merrill along with Steve Mowry, Kelly Ward, and Rob Williams as we are getting set to bring you an epic matchup between the Owasso Rams and the Jenks Trojans. We also welcome those of you watching on both owassoathletics.org tonight and also on the NFHS network, as we are providing the official feed for the state of Oklahoma and the Oklahoma Secondary Schools Activity Association tonight. So we're glad to have you along just about everywhere this evening as we get ready for a great ball game, Steve, between two great ball clubs. Of course, Owasso looking for their 25th win in a row. They haven't lost in 2 years. Of course, it was 2 years ago this week when we fell to Broken Arrow at the University of Tulsa, and that was a Class 6A semifinal in 2018. And now we're facing a one-loss Jenks team. Their only loss this year to the Bixby Spartans.
Yeah, the Owasso Rams coming in with as the defending state champions, ranked number 1 in the state of Oklahoma, Jenks number 2, the way you would expect it to be. And both teams coming in here tonight. Getting here, Owasso had a first-round bye as Edmond Memorial was stricken by the coronavirus, and so they had that extra week to prepare for their second matchup against Mustang, and they defeated the Broncos 45-7. Jenks, on the other hand, coming in tonight, as you mentioned, their only loss to the number 1 6A2 Bixby Spartans. That was early in the season, and they've reeled off several victories in a row. Defeated Moore 51-19, and then Norman North last week 63-16. So a Jenks Trojan ball club that has been shown very little resistance as they come in here tonight. This has been one of those matchups I think everyone in Tulsa County and maybe even across the state of Oklahoma have been looking forward to this season.
Of course, unless you're living under a rock, you know this is a rematch of the Class 6A1 state championship from 2019. Of course, this was a game at Wantland Stadium on the University of Central Oklahoma campus where the Rams won 14-6. That's the last 2 times these teams have even seen each other remotely. I mean, Steve, we talk about the fact that usually in the course of a year in the preparation for it, they'd see each other in 7-on-7 or passing league or something like that, but because of COVID, they have had no contact with each other, and really the preparation that they've done is through films of other teams and other games.
Yeah, it's been an awkward year, as everyone knows, not only just in life in general, but also on the football field, and so it's going to be a bit of a difference here tonight as teams face one another, especially in the scouting category. And as you mentioned, Owasso defeated Jenks last year in the state championship. Before that, they defeated Jenks in that semifinal game 21-0 in 2017. That was actually Alan Trimble's final football game to coach of his illustrious career. And actually, back in 1974, Owasso's first state championship, the Rams defeated Jenks 16-14. So hopefully history here has been a good omen for the Owasso Rams.
Of course, the Jenks Trojans coached by an Owasso legend himself, Keith Riggs. I mean, you guys were in school at about the same time. He's a Hall of Fame football player, former Ram himself, no stranger to the tradition of this program, but he's done a great job as his second-year head coach at Jenks High School, and he'll have this team ready tonight. You know, I was reading some of the Tulsa World coverage where they were talking to his kids, and they said, man, he's been the best guy for the job. And you know, it's definitely going to be a great matchup between 2 legendary coaches in Bill Blankenship and Keith Riggs tonight. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout as we pause for the national anthem. When we come back on the Billy Sims Tailgate Show, we'll have the starting lineups for both of these ball clubs. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football on 100.1 KYFM. Broken Arrow, the Owasso Rams getting set to take on the Jenks Trojans tonight in the Class 6A1 state semifinals on this side of the bracket. Of course, tomorrow at Owasso High School, it'll be the Union Redskins taking on Edmond Santa Fe and the Wolves, and so we'll be keeping an eye on that one tomorrow night. But the winner of this ball game punching a ticket to next Saturday's Oklahoma Class 6A1 state championship at Wantland Stadium on the University of Central Oklahoma campus. And, of course, if it's the Owasso Rams, we'll be back with you in 7 days, and we're looking forward to a great game regardless tonight between Owasso and Jenks.
Yeah, you were talking earlier about Keith Riggs, and I can tell you very few people could have stepped into the huge shoes of Alan Trimble with any more grace than Keith Riggs did, and a great football player at Owasso, and also a 2011 Owasso Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, and just one of the all-time fine people to be around. But tonight we're on opposite sides of the football field, Grant, and this should be a great matchup. And much like last year, a lot of people thought the Rams were going to go into the state championship and have an easy time. But much like that, Keith Riggs will have his ball club ready to play, and this is going to be a tough ball game. You know, Jenks actually jumped out on top of Owasso in a scoreless first half last year. They got the first score 6-0 in that third quarter before the Rams got some breaks of their own and responded. So hopefully the theme for Owasso tonight will be that they can start out fast. That hasn't been something they have done in very many games here this evening, but they're going to have to jump out and get on the board and hopefully get on top of the Trojans early.
Our starting lineups look like this for the Owasso Rams. Austin Havens, the 6'3", 185-pound sophomore quarterback, will be starting in his position tonight. Derek Overstreet, a 5'8", 175-pound junior, starting at running back. Cole Adams and Trey Goins, along with Keelan Carney in the wide receiver positions tonight. Jackson Woods is a starting tight end. Hudson Mosby in at left tackle tonight. Logan Ledbetter in at left guard. Carter Davis, our starting center tonight. Grayson Isaac in at right guard, and Dylan Gilbert in at right tackle. On the defensive side of the football, Dwaylon Reed and Christian Ray, our starting defensive ends. In the DT positions, Michael Jamerson and Tyler Rich. Brendan Dye and DeMond Triplett both starting at inside linebacker. Jacob Clifton in the Ram position. Gage Laney and Cody Chase in our safety positions. Braxton Bickham starting in at cornerback. And one thing that Rob noticed earlier in practicing kicks back into uniform tonight was Hagan Hood.
Wow, I had not noticed that, so it'll be interesting to see. Doubt he'll be able to kick, but that was an important cog in this Owasso Rams special teams part of their ball game. So we'll see tonight if he's able to maybe get out on the field and at least participate in this football game.
Dynamic duo is starting for the Jenks Trojans tonight. Of course, we've heard all about their quarterback, Stephen Kittleman. He's a senior. He's been leading the Trojans for quite a while now. He led them to the state championship game last year in 2019. He is, of course, joined on the field by Grant Lohr, his outstanding running back, who has been very hailed by Coach Blankenship as a very patient runner, a very good runner, and of course we'll be watching that one tonight. Montre Samuels Parker will be the fullback tonight. Wide receiver is going to be Glenver Jones. In the other receiver positions, it'll be Griffin Forbes, Jaden Patrick, and Ty Walls. Tight end tonight is going to be Waylon Adams, the starter for Jenks. Right tackle is going to be Trey Gibbs. Isaac R.C. is going to be the right guard. Hayden Crawley, the starting center tonight for Jenks. Logan Nobles in at left tackle, and Milton White in at left guard. For the defensive side of the football, Chase Jackson and Coleman Thurber in the defensive end positions. A.J. Brown starting at nose guard tonight. Outside linebackers will be Caden Vanoy and Max Mitcho. Inside linebackers, Tyson Ward and Ethan Bilgreen. Joey Haver starting at free safety tonight. Strong safety is Grant Lohr, Jaden Patrick, and Cade Stacy starting at corners tonight. So, just like that, those are your starting lineups for both the Owasso Rams and the Jenks Trojans. Both teams lined up in the corners of the field. You can see on your screen there the Owasso Rams getting ready to take off and hit the field on their starting tunnel. And, of course, Jenks has their inflatable helmet blown up in the other corner. And we are just about ready to watch a great football game between Owasso and Jenks tonight. And, of course, as we always do, our starting lineups and our keys to the game brought to you by Owasso First Baptist Church. Pastor Chris Wall and Pastor Chad Balthrop ready to give you some keys to victory on Sunday morning as you can be in person or online. And Steve, your keys to victory tonight for Owasso, what are they?
Well, we're going to echo this type of ball game, what Coach Blankenship mentioned earlier in our pregame. First and foremost, a game of this magnitude with this much talent typically will come down to mistakes, turnovers. You've got to limit those. Also, number two, chunk plays. Jenks always comes out with something in their bag ready to throw at you that your ball club hasn't seen before. You've got to limit the chunk plays. And then for the Rams, go have fun. Trust yourself. You're the number one team in the state, and you've earned that right. You're undefeated. Trust yourself. Trust your teammate. Go have fun. Let the ball fly, and let's just see where things end.
The Jenks Trojans running out onto the field, and here come the reigning state champion Owasso Rams looking to punch another ticket to Wantland Stadium in Edmond tonight. With a win, they would do it, but the Jenks Trojans are the one team standing in their way. Brock Crawford down on the field, of course, with his bird's eye view there, or sideline view, and he's following the Owasso Rams out onto the field. You can see them on the screen over here. They are pumped up and ready to go, Steve, as we get set for a great ball game tonight between Owasso and Jenks in this Class 6A1 state semifinal.
And an absolutely gorgeous night here tonight. We look up in the sky and we see the full moon shining down over the field. Temperature running about 47 degrees, which is perfect football weather down on the field. A bit of a breeze out in the north, 7 to 8 miles an hour, so not a great impact on tonight's passing game or kicking game for the most part. So a beautiful evening for two great ball clubs going head-to-head with rich histories. Owasso's more recently. Should be a lot of fun here tonight. Let's see what we can do.
Chief Meteorologist Travis Meyer in the News on 6 calling for partly cloudy skies and a low at the freezing mark tonight. So by the time we leave here around 10 or 10:30, Steve, it may not be 47. We may be donning another jacket or another coat, but we will go and play in any kind of weather and call football games in any kind of cold weather. And I know the Owasso Rams and the Jenks Trojans feel the same about tonight's game. There's not much that could keep them off this field to try to earn a trip to the Class 6A1 state championship. And, of course, again, on the other side of the bracket, tomorrow night it'll be the Union football team, and, of course, they'll be taking on the Edmond Santa Fe Wolves. That'll be on the field of Owasso High School, a 7 o'clock kickoff, and I know many of you will be looking to watch that game as well.
Again, and if you can't get enough of that one, Choctaw and Bixby, or Choctaw and Stillwater will be playing at 1 o'clock at Owasso, so make it a family day and just come out and spend the day at Owasso Stadium.
If you're listening on the radio, the Owasso Rams will move from right to left on the radio dial as Jenks gets set to kick it away. They'll tee it up at the 40-yard line, and we are just about set for football here in Broken Arrow tonight at Tiger Memorial Stadium. A fresh new 12 minutes put on the clock for the Class 6A1 state semifinals, and we are ready for some football in Broken Arrow. Here comes the kick from the Jenks Trojans. It is through the air, end over end, back toward Jeray Austin, who had set up shop at about the 3-yard line, but it goes over his head into the end zone. Owasso will have it 1st and 10 after the touchback on the Ram 20-yard line.
Rams come out tonight in their all-red uniforms with their red helmets and traditional Ram horn, and Jenks on the other side in all white with their maroon helmets, and they've gone back from the JT to the actual Jenks riding on the side of their helmet, and the Rams will open up this game 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Austin Havens setting up shop with Derek Overstreet next to him on the left hash mark as he'll get ready to take it out of the shotgun. Handoff. First man through is going to be Cole Adams. He'll get to the 25-yard line, and now we've got a loose football. Looks like Jenks has it.
Fumbled by the Owasso Rams. We talked about it early, and on the first play of the game, Cole Adams coughs up the football, and it's going to be recovered by Jenks deep in Owasso Ram territory.
Not what you want to see if you're a Ram fan right off, and just like that, Jenks will have the football on the first play of the game. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Owasso 19-yard line. 9 seconds into this thing, 11:51 left to go in the first quarter.
Talked about that in our keys to the game, ball security, and that's a tough one right there, Grant, in the early going. And so we're going to have to call on this Ram defense, see if they can get a stop with a very short field for this potent Trojan offense.
One thing that we know is that the Ram defense, led by defensive coordinator Antonio Graham, is up to the task just about any given night, and we're ready to see what they can do here. Stephen Kittleman, the quarterback, with Grant Lohr next to him in the shotgun. Man in motion to the left as Kittleman fakes a handoff and runs right. He'll get down to the 17-yard line, push back, drag down, back to about the 20. Oh, my, he ran into a wall of Owasso defenders right there.
Braxton Bickham secured the edge. It was a great play fake, but Bickham stayed home and was able to make the tackle. Going to give him 3 yards. I guess they started at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, forward progress gives him 2nd and 7 from the 16-yard line. Kittleman back to throw this time, looking. He'll gun it left into the end zone. Touchdown, Jenks Trojans. They will be on the board first as he threw it into the corner, and just like that, the Jenks Trojans have put 6 points on the board.
Pass complete to Ty Walls in the corner, and a nice throw that time by Kittleman, and it's a quick touchdown score off the turnover here in this first quarter.
11:16 left to play, 46 seconds into this thing. The Jenks Trojans on the board first. Here comes the extra point attempt. Here's the hold, the kick. It is through the uprights and good. The Jenks Trojans lead at 7-0. We will take a quick 30-second timeout and be back right after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram football on 100.1 KYFM. On the board first as they lead at 7-0. Cole Adams with a fumble early that was recovered by the Trojans near the 20-yard line, and now they'll be kicking it off for the second time in this ball game. Jeray Austin and Cole Adams back deep to receive now, as Owasso needing to make up some room and make it up pretty quick, Steve.
Well, and capitalizing off the turnover, that's big for Jenks. You want to try to get the momentum on your side, and right now the Jenks Trojans have it as they get ready to kick off with under a minute to go off the clock in this first quarter.
Only the second time this season the Owasso Rams have trailed. They trailed Southmore at one point as the kickoff again goes into the end zone, and now the touchback will put Owasso on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, I think it's good for the Rams to just try to come out and establish the ground game, get things going up front. Try to get the running game going, and then see if we can't get something in the passing game. Jenks really trust their speed, and they like to come up and crowd the line of scrimmage.
Now the quarterback, Austin Havens, getting set to take it off the right hash mark this time. Derek Overstreet in at running back. He'll gun it left side, intending a pass there for
Trey Goins.
Trey Goins, and it's in and out of his fingertips, and that will bring up a 2nd down and 10 now from the 20-yard line.
So a low pass. Goins unable to really get down, kind of a short one hop toward his hands.
11-11 left to go here. Jenks 7, Owasso nothing if you're just joining us. Trips to the left this time. One-man split to the right. Austin Havens switching places with Overstreet. He drops back to throw, and this time Goins catches it. He'll get up to the 25-yard line, up to the 29, and that's where he's stopped and stuffed by a group of Jenks defenders. One of them on the lead there is going to be big number 75, Coleman Thurber.
Rams just basically came back and ran the same play and executed much better that time. And that's going to move the chains up for an Owasso Ram first down. Good job by outside receivers blocking here on the near side.
Duralast